All right, it is October 28th, approximately 7 minutes after 6. This is the meeting of Parks and Recs Committee. To my left is Mrs. Marshall, and to my right is Mr. Twist. Oop, sorry.
Say it again.
Sorry, Mr. Whidden. And we are here to discuss the naming of the trail, the Robinson Reserve of the Paul G. Duke Park, as Margaret Duke Trail. Details?
Sure. So, as you should be aware, Robinson Reserve is part of the north part of Duke Hewell's Camp property. It was something that was largely funded by the Duke and Robinson Foundation and Fund, and it was developed as a just a walking space and kind of a non-active space, I guess is what I would say. No sports in that area. But there is a trail that was the staff developed. It's approximately 1.5 miles, which is the principal part of that, along with trees and wildflower flowers, etc. The Robinson Reserve Committee, I don't remember exactly what the name is, was formed to administer the trust fund that was put in place at the Troy Foundation. And in one of the discussions of that committee, I'd say probably about a year ago now, there was a question about whether or not the trail could be named for Margaret Duke, who is who was Paul Duke's wife. And so we've been looking into it. The idea is we have and I meant to check this out, but I know we were about to move this rather large granite boulder from the entrance to the sewer plant over there. I think we've done that already. I haven't been out there lately. And then we would put a bronze plaque that you have a copy of in your packet in recognition of Mrs. Duke. And the wording was supplied by a relative of hers. It was difficult to find a detailed bio, but this does a good job, and so we are asking for a positive recommendation to the council. It does comply with the naming of city facilities policy that the council passed probably 10 years ago, if not more. And you do have a copy of that policy in your packet as well. We are not asking for emergency legislation.
Comments?
I just have one quick one. I guess it's, I think most people know, or they don't know, the Robinsons and the Dukes have been, very nice philanthropists to the city throughout the years. Did they donate the land or the funds for Duke Park, or was it a combination of both? Do we know?
They donated the money to improve the park.
Okay.
The land was already owned by the city, bought as a McClung farm many years before.
Okay. That's all I had.
Nothing. As somebody that's out there probably 3 or 4 times a week, it is beautiful out there. I recommend it highly, and I'm looking forward to seeing this and appreciate all that the Duke family's done for Troy. Anybody else?
Just a comment off of Mrs. Knight's historical background. I for some reason, I think that 50,000 was a number that sticks out in my head that they originally donated to the Duke Park when it was when it was seed money to get additional funds.
For the development of the park, it
right.
was much more than that.
Then it's 500,000, I believe.
Yeah.
I think one of those two numbers, but I believe it.
I think it was much more than 50,
There's
too.
a big difference there.
I know, but there was a 5 and a 0, and I was leaning towards the 500,000, but it was a huge number back then.
It was much more for the development of the park,
right.
And it was paid over several years.
Right.
But yes.
Right. Correct.
Okay. Anyone else? City mayor? Anybody else? Community members? No. All right, so it says, be appreciated if you would assign the request of the naming of the trail as recommended by the Board of Park Commissioners, so we just have to
Oh.
approve that
And they did, yeah, they
Recommend
did,
it.
recommend it at their last meeting as well.
Okay. Sure. Move forward?
Move forward?
Move forward. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Adjourned.